She say she want hood nigga. I keep the perk by the pound. The trunk stay bumped and y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga. And I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga. And my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack. Pancake, you ain't no hood nigga. I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'ma fall till the day I fall. Yeah, as long as my bitches love me. Yeah. I can give a darn about no hate as long as my bitches love me. I can give a darn about no hate as long as these bitches love me. I can give a darn about no hate as long as these bitches love me. I'm on that. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt, coast, muddy water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean, candy yams and collard greens, pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Girl, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away. One parlay away. One parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over. Took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far. Lakers beating the Knicks. Spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. A man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal. When a rich brother wants you and
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Oh, hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my...
Otis, get my Otis. Where my Otis at? Yeah, we back up in here, man. Welcome back, y'all, to another. This is actually a J Talk Sports episode, man. Even though we doing it on Let's Talk with JVJ, because we back. But this is a J Talk Sports episode, man. I am your host, Let's Talk with JVJ, but tonight I'm J Talk Sports. I gotta get used to it. I gotta change my name. I need to change my name, y'all. Man, welcome back, y'all. If you are watching over on Let's Talk, if you're watching over on Facebook, if you're watching on those, go over to J Talk Sports, just in case I had this situation with YouTube again, and they want to tell me I can't post for 2 weeks and shit. Y'all come over there and subscribe, so I'm gonna do the shows on a regular day. But J Talk Sports, just link down in the description. Y'all help a brother out. Like, subscribe, share, turn the notice on, and make sure you click all so you can get all this hot fire that we be dropping around here. But yeah, man, with all that out the way, because that was a lot of shit. Man, we talking about some football tonight, y'all. We're going to talk about this football, this Shedeur Sanders situation that's been going on down there in Cleveland. We finally know what the season's going to look like for him, at least starting off. He will be the third string quarterback behind Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco as the starter. But it's been a lot of controversy. Now, I ain't going to sit on here and fucking play my world's smallest violin because you know how I feel about this situation. But I'm going to show some of this shit that's been going on. People been talking about shit. And like they really showing their true colors with what they doing to that young man. But either way, though, I'm not going to bitch about it. Well, actually, I am going to bitch about it. I'm going to do it in a second, but not right now. But first video, shout out to the Dark Times. Dark Times is bringing us his first one, man. So get your cigarettes, get your weed, and whatever you need. I got my beer and my cigarettes. I'm ready to go. I hope y'all ready to go. We're going to jump into this first one, and let's see what we got, man. I might have to turn my music down because he actually be doing some good music on his shit. So let's see what we got, y'all.
You guys who love Shedeur and Carolina wearing his jerseys, you're making him into a celebrity.
I've been popping it all game.
Oh, and I got a question, y'all, because everybody be with all these watches and shit. Like, if you had the money to buy you a $20,000 watch, you had the money to buy it and it wasn't going to hurt you, would you buy it? Because me personally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy. I buy a smartwatch, but I wouldn't buy like jewelry watches and shit. But would y'all? Write it in the chat.
You perform with it on. Do me the honors, you know what I'm saying?
Because we're getting into a Tebow situation. I've seen this in the NFL with Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, Tim Tebow.
I loved Tim Tebow.
He could be Jesus. Tim Tebow is Jesus.
Jesus is black.
Nobody wants a celebrity backup quarterback.
Well, now tune in to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And as we all know, the Cleveland Browns recently came to a decision about who their starter is going to be on week 1, and it's going to be Joe Flacco.
Either he's starting or you're going to release him.
Right, yeah. One or the other. There's no. Listen, the starter is Joe Flacco. The more important part, who's the number 2?
Mm-hmm. Smalls, we've been looking at this quarterback competition in Cleveland all wrong. We've looked at it as a 4 and now 5-way competition with Snoop Huntley involved. It's not that. There was 2 separate competitions happening at the same time. There was the competition to see who be QB1 between Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. And then there was the competition to see who would be the young guy that gets the first chance to play regular season games between Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Based on every...
And look, he right about that, y'all. But the funny thing is, and this is why I really don't take a lot of stock in what some of these owners and coaches say. They pretty much lied to the entire public talking about it's an open QB competition. It was never an open QB competition. Kenny Pickett didn't even play a fucking game in the preseason, y'all. And he was always listed as depth chart 2, quarterback 2. Joe Flacco was always 1. Joe Flacco only played in 1 preseason game, and he only played a quarter. And that was the last one that we just had. Shedeur's always been 4 and Dylan Gable's always been 3. It was a lie about it being an open competition for somebody to win the starting job. Because if you looked at the numbers from what we saw, well, at least if you followed the shit, you would see that somebody else should have been the starter. But yeah, they lie right to everybody's face, and people just believe them. They're telling you the truth, and I'm like, bitch, they bullshitting, bro.
Everything we've seen and heard, for my money, that's Shedeur Sanders.
And so absolutely, I don't think anybody who was following the Cleveland Browns expected anybody other than Joe Flacco to be the week 1 starter. And so the real competition came down to who was going to be number 2 in line. And recently, Colin Cowherd came out and said he had a problem with Shedeur Sanders being the number 2 quarterback.
Because we're getting into a Tebow situation, and this happens a lot. I've seen this in the NFL with Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, Tim Tebow.
And this is the issue a lot of people have with Colin Cowherd. Sometimes you can't tell if Colin Cowherd actually believes what he says.
Right, he said you can't even believe what he's saying.
I can't tell if he's serious, and that's very concerning.
And look, he ain't lying about that shit, because I done got to the point when it comes to Colin Cowherd, I don't even listen to that motherfucker. Like, I done seen this dude done flip-flop about 7 times in 1 week. Every day he changing his story. I don't listen to that motherfucker like that, because I'm like, when you compare Shedeur Sanders to Tebow, bro, Tebow couldn't even throw a fucking football. He couldn't even throw a football. What do you compare? No, there's no comparison, bro. Maybe popularity, but I don't even think Tebow was as popular as Shedeur is.
Or is he just doing it for clicks? Is he rage baiting? Because there's no need to mention Tim Tebow in a sentence with Shedeur Sanders.
Will he work some magic again? Oh, no, not this time. It was a mirage.
He had an open man. This is just the bad.
Shedeur don't be doing that right there. Look, y'all. Look at this play, man. Look at this play. And tell me if y'all seen who he saw.
That throw. He just line drived it for an intercept.
What was he throwing the ball? What are you looking at? Look at what he's looking at, y'all. And I understand. I played quarterback. And he played in the NFL, so I know it's even higher, fast-paced level. But damn, dude, when nobody in front of you besides the defender, you threw the ball right to him. The defender didn't even have to jump.
He had an open man. This is just a bad
he
throw.
Ain't in the league
he just
no
line drived it.
Look at that shit.
For an intercept.
See, throwing to. Is his receiver coming behind him or something? And he just beamed it at the receiver. The defender didn't even have to jump to catch that ball.
Because Tim Tebow is an anomaly. There's never been a worse thrower of the football that's been allowed to be a starter in the NFL, let alone be drafted in the NFL.
All right, kids, here's why Tim Tebow sucks. And you know it, and I know it, and everyone knows it, okay? Let's not.
This right here is really embarrassing, y'all. I want y'all to watch this, man. This white dude that's talking about Tim Tebow, bro, he ain't hold back at all, bro. This shit right here is fucking hilarious.
Kid ourselves. Look at this throwing motion. Here we go. Gets ready to set up. Here we go, frame by frame. All right, ball's way down there. I mean, straight away from him. No good quarterback does that. And then he's coming through, and you're like, all right, just make the throw, right? Look at this frame right here. Wow. What is that? The ball is like straight up behind his head, up and down. And then one more, even worse. I mean, it's amazing. He can hit the broadside of a barn from that position. And then it's even worse. His arm is all flexed, and then he comes through, and then he just puts his whole body into a throw that goes all of what? 20 yards in the air, maybe?
And so Colin Cowherd had no business bringing up Tim Tebow in comparisons with Shedeur Sanders.
Nobody wants a celebrity backup quarterback. You don't want a celebrity backup quarterback. And that hurt Tebow and Kaepernick and Cam Newton in New England. When Bill Belichick is, I like you, Cam, we can't have a superstar backup. You guys who love Shedeur.
Tim Tebow was not a good quarterback at all in the NFL. He gonna go down as a college legend. He can have that shit down there in Florida. But in the NFL team, Tim Tebow was sorry as shit. Tim Tebow was not even good enough to be a third-string quarterback in the NFL.
Or in Carolina wearing his jerseys, you're making him into a celebrity.
And that right there couldn't be further from the truth. The fans and the people that rock with Shedeur Sanders are not the ones that turned him into a household name, a celebrity. Deion Sanders did that. Colorado did that. What he did on the field did
No, the motherfucking media, the same people that's covering him right now, made him into a celebrity.
that. And not to mention what the NFL did to him.
You know what's crazy? Him getting picked like later. probably didn't help that.
For sure.
I like that
Because
beat.
now they underdog.
Man, you wanna, maybe
now
you wanna
everybody
bust,
like, y'all
I want to drop a flow real quick, like on
Shedeur
that
Sanders
shit.
jersey.
I'm about to go buy one.
And
I am too.
Get it,
Like, I
get it,
want a
get
Shedeur
it.
Sanders jersey.
And now you an underdog story.
Yeah.
Get it.
And now when he kill, he's gonna be even more probably. Bro, he's gonna touch a $500 million to $1 billion.
And bobbing my head this whole fucking
So if I'm a coach and I have to choose, okay, Joe Flacco starting, Dylan Gabriel may be easier to deal with. You don't have to deal with the nonsense. So this weekend, Dylan Gabriel went on camera.
It's just part of it. You know, there's entertainers and there's competitors. And I totally understand that. And my job is to compete. And that's what I'm focused on doing.
Taking a shot at
and said something that people blew way out of proportion.
So here's the problem with that. Had that been Shedeur Sanders, it would have been a completely different story for Colin Cowherd.
I think the part that can't be ignored is the Shedeur Sanders element in terms of what would people have thought had he made that comment.
Goddamn right.
We would, you know, there's a mass audience out there who would have embraced it differently. Had that been Shedeur Sanders, who made that exact comment, it would have been taken completely differently. How much of a benefit of a doubt would he have gotten that he wasn't talking about Dylan Gabriel? How much would he have been excoriated for talking about the media that way?
That was not a shot at Shedeur Sanders. Shame on everybody that said it was. Do not. You're hurting Shedeur. You're turning a non-circus into a circus. When he said that, he was taking a shot at us. And
you giving him a pass for it? Somebody make that make sense to me. You made this about Shedeur when the motherfucker was talking shit about him. You ain't even gonna criticize Dylan Gabriel. Listen, Colin say that dumb shit again. That's why I don't even listen to nothing that motherfucker be saying. Bro, he already picked a side.
Shedeur. You're turning a non-circus into a circus. When he said that, he was taking a shot at us. And this story, again, you think it helped Shedeur. It's hurting him.
It's hurting Shedeur because his teammate decided to take a shot at him during a preseason game where he threw an interception for a pick six and fumbled the ball, turned it over. We making a big deal out of that. Okay.
This story hurt. You know what the staff is saying in Cleveland this morning? Oh, Jesus. Maybe we just got to get out of this nonsense. Let's just get it.
You're not even going to criticize the person that said it. Like, you want to say he's immature? Because Colin called him immature, y'all. If y'all don't remember the last time I covered this shit. Colin called him immature. He got a speeding ticket. He called this kid immature. You got a dude that's supposed to be on the team trying to compete to be the face of the franchise in Dylan Gabriel. And he went on the sideline and talked shit, threw a slick shot at his teammate. And you telling everybody else they blowing it out of proportion. But this kid get a speeding ticket and he's like, look how immature he is. What the fuck is that? He ain't even making it about what Dylan said. He talking about Dylan wasn't talking about Shedeur. He was talking about the media. That's immature. You're going to be the face of the franchise. You have a bad game, so you come to the sideline and talk shit about the media. The media went out there throwing the ball to the other goddamn team. The media went out there dropping the ball on the ground and letting the other team get it. So you would call that out. If Shedeur did that, and that's what I'm saying. When Stephen A. Smith said what he said, he be on that bullshit. But he right about that. If Shedeur would have been the one who said that, they would be killing him on the media. They would have killed him the very next day on every sports show. Do you hear what he said? Oh, he's talking about the media. He needs to focus on making the team. You already know what they would say.
Out of this nonsense. We got people thinking Dylan's taking shots. They'll get out of this business because Shedeur's not good enough. Tebow was not good enough to deal with the nonsense.
Colin Cowherd would have been singing a completely different tune. He would have been talking about Shedeur Sanders' lack of maturity, lack of understanding how the media works. And then on top of that, he would have had a problem with Shedeur taking a shot at the media. And that's the hypocrisy within the mainstream media that a lot of people have an issue with. But that's my take on it anyways. Make sure you...
My motherfucking take on it too. Shout out to Dark Times, man. Like, for real, though. Let's be real, man. And I ain't over here like, because, like, dude, I'm not a fan of motherfuckers. In the grand scheme of things. Like, I have a favorite basketball player, and I enjoy watching sports because I played sports. Ain't nobody dick riding this dude. It's like, dude, we see what's going on in society, and if you don't call out, my channel stands for accountability and responsibility. If you see something wrong happening and you don't say nothing, bitch, you complicit. You complicit with the bullshit. and how this situation's been going up there in Cleveland, it's just been handled wrong, man. It's just been handled wrong. What's been happening in the whole NFL this year has been handled wrong. And I'm a big fan. I literally just started getting like super into the NFL, y'all, probably about 3-4 years ago. Because before I was all college football. All college football, you know, University of Alabama, Roll Tide. But Nick left and he pissed me off before he left. So fuck Nick. And then we got this new dude up in there from Washington that can't coach for shit. So I ain't watching that shit. I'm gonna keep watching my NFL. My boy Pat Mahomes, but I'm actually in a happy place with how the NFL is set up right now. You got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, you got Jalen Hurts. Man, you got so many good quarterbacks and good teams, man. Like it's a lot more interesting than me watching college right now. But we ain't done because after that situation happened with Dylan Gabriel, y'all, you know, when everybody's making it up, everybody's just making it up, right? Shedeur had a press conference that he had to do after one of their practices and shit. And I want y'all to hear how he handled the situation when being addressed with the question, like, how did you feel about that? What do you think about this? When it pertains to his teammate taking a shot at him. Because everybody know what the fuck it was. And you got all these other people that keep trying to, it's not that. And you pissing on me. They're like, it's not that. It's just water. No, you pissing on me, bitch. Don't lie and tell me it's something else. But either way, I want y'all to hear what he had to say. And then we're going to get to the final video. Actually, I'm going to drop the link just in case any of y'all got a thought on this shit. I don't even really think nobody one of y'all want to talk about this shit besides, you know, just listen to me bitch and complain. But either way, though, let's go ahead and go to, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I can't pronounce this person's channel. So shout out to you because that shit, I don't read Arabic. Either way, though, let's go ahead and see what we got right here. Let's see what we got.
How's everybody doing? Good, good. Well.
I feel just get back out there after, you know, having to kind of sit around a little bit and not be able to do everything you know, previously.
Yeah. It felt fun. Felt fun to get out there, be with the team, going into the final week. I don't know, it's weird, like, consider training camp still? But I would just say preseason. Because on the film breakdown, I don't say training camp, say preseason. All right, so final week of preseason. It's a lot because I know it's a lot of relationships with a lot of guys in the building and a lot of guys in the locker room that we all may never play on the same team again. And that's just the truth behind it. So I did everything in my power, you know, to get out there and be ready for this week, you know, one last time with this group.
How is that opening for you going?
It's feeling good. Yeah, everything's good. In life, it's always going to be pain. It's always going to be things, adversity, things that's going to knock you down sometimes. But the main thing about it is you just got to push through it. There's a lot of people in this world that's going through stuff, but, you know, I'm playing for a lot more than just me, you know. So regardless of pain, that's always how I've been, even in college, you know. So in high school and everything from when I was young, regardless of, like, physically, you know, if I don't feel my best, I still got to go out there and execute with no excuses.
Man, don't this sound like a fucking a leader of men? Like, look, I know some people will come in and try to critique the way he speaks. They might not like the way his words come out, but what he's saying, that's what a leader's supposed to say. That's what a humble person sounds like. But the narrative is something completely fucking different. Keep going, man. Keep talking, man. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit too, though, because this shit like 12 minutes. Shit, I want y'all to hear, but I ain't trying to waste 12 minutes.
Pretty much to build on what you did against the Panthers in this outing.
I say it's honestly just going out there playing ball. I don't really think too deep of it. I think about one completion at the time, one right play call at the time, one the right way to do the footwork when we're handing the ball off, doing everything. So every day is just constant grading yourself and trying to have progression. Progress.
Obviously, Joe was named starter for week 1.
Yeah.
And Kevin said that as pertains to the rest of the depth chart, you know, all these roles are not even out there. Just what is your kind of mentality with your mindset as you end the season on? Okay, like you're gonna be a backup, but you know, you still have to be prepared.
Yeah, I would say I'm thankful that Huntley here. I would say because he gave me a perspective of quarterback that I feel like I needed. You know, that I needed. I feel like him being here overall, dang, he clapping already. He noticed some good stuff, but nah, the fact that Huntley here, he able to, I feel like God sent him here for a reason, honestly, just to talk and, you know, to be like a guy, be like a mentor, you know, towards me. and his career also. But being in that backup role, he faced that also, in his career, and he just gave me the mentality on what I need to do and how I need to stay on top of everything. Just helping me out throughout everything.
Somebody to learn from.
It's even some things I forgot. I've been starting so long, ever since COVID year. I haven't really not started since COVID year. And I ran scout team there. And then sometimes you got to find the joy and the fun in it, because it is fun. You going out there against the first defense, and you out there with a chip. You playing with guys, you playing with receivers that's trying to get out there also. So I feel like all that stuff is fun, and you just got to make the best of any situation you're in.
What's the process and strategy to take some of the things that you like from that first preseason game into the reps that you get in this last one? And some of the things you learned too.
I would say I'm just going on there on my ability and God ability. I don't think anything too deep on what I did last preseason. It's a 24-hour rule, or I say 12-hour rule now. So I just go 12 hours. I feel happy, then it's go back to work. So that's mainly my focus.
Back to work.
You talked about it not feeling like training camp so much anymore as you kind of reflect on.
Well, not feeling like it's just here it's just the language be different. Like, so I don't know what phase we're in. I just know we practice every day.
But as you kind of reflect on your first training camp, obviously your first preseason game, I know you got another game coming up, but what is the biggest thing that you've learned? Biggest things that you've maybe gotten better at, you feel like throughout this portion of the preseason?
I would say I learned life in a different perspective. And that's why I come here. I'm happy. I always got good energy, because, I'm blessed to come out here every day. Regardless of the situation, regardless of anything, I know my time, whenever that is, I'll be ready for it, and I'm going to embrace that. But in due time, I got many things I need to fix, many things I need to work on, and I'm not oblivious to that. So all I look at it as, I'm getting more time to cook. I'm getting more time to warm up. That's all it is.
Y'all can't tell me this boy ain't been trained and he ready to talk to the camera, man. He's saying all the right shit. But for some reason, there's a narrative out there that he's cocky and arrogant and all this shit. Every time I've seen this boy speak, I've never seen cocky and arrogant. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I guess certain people get, they get a little jealous. They get in their feelings. They be feely shit. They don't like to see a proud, unapologetic black man out there doing this shit, holding up a watch, him being rich, his dad being a Hall of Famer. They didn't like that. So it was like a shot to try to take this shit down. It's like, we're going to put you in your motherfucking place and show you. We're going to lie on your name, and we're going to say everything. You're going to call you everything but a child of God. And the sad part, even in the adversity that he's dealing with, he ain't fucking up, y'all. Like the way he carrying himself as a grown adult, he ain't fucking up. Now, people say, oh, he got 2 speeding tickets. Fuck ain't got, well, I ain't never got a speeding ticket, to be honest with y'all. But I know a lot of people that got speeding tickets. I get tickets for other shit.
Playing for more than you.
It's a lot. When we get on the field, it's a lot of happiness going throughout there. You just feel free. And we always just talk and have this conversation. But I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of things I'm playing for. Specifically, I have to write it down. Specifically, I have to write it down. But it's a lot of things, and it's none above the other. So I never want to say which one first. But it's a lot of things I'm playing for.
Shedeur, after that, in that preseason game last week, Dylan was interviewed, and he...
Here we go. Watch how he handled this, because look, I'm telling you, his teammate took a shot at him. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can believe whatever you want to believe. Y'all can believe Colin Coward if you want to. But he's about to be asked this question. Look how he handles this. And they say this kid is immature.
After that, in that preseason game last week, Dylan was interviewed, and he talked about the difference between entertainers and competitors. He called himself a competitor. Some people construed that as a shot at you. How did you take that?
Honestly, I don't even think about nothing. I don't think about anything. If it's not words or anything, at this point, I can't do anything to me. I know, the God put the ability and the power within me to not even think about nobody else's comments, not care. It is what it is. I spoke with him. He said, nah, bro, that wasn't. He said, that wasn't. He told me on the plane. He came up. He was like, nah, bro, that wasn't at you. I see how they trying to spin. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm not tripping. Regardless of whatever it was, nobody's words or anything affects me, So, yeah.
So did you believe him when he told you it wasn't on you?
Did I believe him? I mean, I feel like you're trying to start stuff now. I feel like you're trying to start stuff. I mean, he's doing his job. He's supposed to. Do I feel like he did? I don't know. And that's not on me to sit here and be like, oh, he did it. That's not going to change my life in any way.
What would it been like to work with him?
Picture how he answered that question, because he don't believe him. We can tell he don't believe him. But if you're gonna be the face of a franchise, you're gonna be the quarterback. You can't keep up the mess that's going on around in the locker room and give the media something to run with, to go write fucking article after article and do video after video. He moved past it and he was humble about it. He know that dude was talking about him. He chose to fucking show him grace in spite of. That's a fucking leader right there, y'all. That's a leader. A leader knows how to take the high road in situations sometimes. Sometimes you gotta learn how to be like, man, look, you got it. Fuck it. Fuck it. You want to win every goddamn battle. Bitch, you need to win the war. Fuck that little battle. That battle don't mean nothing. Win that war. Sometimes you gotta be humble, man. He was humble right there.
It's
And I
great
was
competition.
saying, fuck
Every
that
day you go out there, get a completion, and just how it is for everybody else in the world.
fuck that boy. I know what the fuck you were talking about.
Looking at it like you have more time.
Nah, I probably wouldn't get it either.
It's important for you.
Too much money on the line.
Not for the starter in so long. Like, how are you just embracing this challenge?
Because it's like I feel like I've been through this already before. You know, it was a COVID year. Jackson State, I wasn't eligible to play because I graduated early. Then my purpose was going there and just do everything I can on scout team each and every day. So that's my reflection. That's how I'm able to get through any situation, anything that life, throws at me or whatever I'm going through, is because I feel like I've done it, in a similar form. And then I think about, and I like when it's positive things going on. I don't like to be negative, too much of everything, because I know everybody works hard. A lot of people work hard. Life is hard, everything. So who am I to complain when you sit back and you think everything in the grand scheme of things? So I don't even really try to even get down. And whenever, I even feel a little bit down, I just constantly remind myself, like, you can't be feeling that way.
And let's see, that's humble. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's humble, bro. That's humble. And I be telling people that same shit right now, like in my life. Like, dude, I try to be a glass half full type motherfucker. Like, you gotta try to be positive about life. You can't get down on yourself, because at the end of the day, this world gonna keep fucking going. It's gonna keep going. You can sit over there and cry like a little bitch. You can sit over there and complain all day long. But guess what? The world's gonna keep going. The day you die, people still gonna get up and go to work the next day. I guarantee you that. So it ain't no point of getting down on it, man. Only focus on the things that you can affect, like you can change and affect in your life. Everything else is irrelevant. If it's outside of your control, you can't do nothing about it. You don't need to stress on it. And when something bad happens, I promise you, a lot of bad things are gonna happen in life. You gotta be strong enough to get through it. That's why what they say in the good book. The Lord don't put nothing on me that I can't bear. He ain't gonna put no more on me than what I can bear, y'all. So keep pushing. Keep fucking pushing.
That's that positive mindset, right?
Yeah.
So do you, though, also feel like you have things to prove?
Do I feel like I have things to prove? Of course, I'm playing for happiness. I'm playing for fans, the family, for everybody, for this organization that drafted me. So it's a lot I'm playing for. That's it.
So you're say two more. A lot that you're playing for is the number 2 role still something that Kevin likes. That is favorable for you.
Say it again.
Is the number 2 role still up for grabs? You guys still competing for that number 2 role?
Number 2 role?
Like number 2 is very important for that.
Oh, honestly, bro, I really don't look into that. I don't care. Whenever it's time for me to get out there and play, I'm gonna play. Whenever it's time for the lights to come on, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm not concerned about when it is. I'm not concerned about, how many reps I'm getting at this point. Is what it is, because I know when the lights come on, when everything going, when the pressure's on, you know who I am. I'm always be that way.
We're talking a lot about pre-draft, talking about the biggest weapon for a quarterback is their mind. I think people will talk about Joe and say, man, how's he still doing this at 40 physically? But what kind of weapon is it? Can his mind be for this team, the way he processes all his experience, all that?
I think the mind is extremely powerful. I think everything's a decision. I think you could wake up each and every day and decide if you're going to have a positive day or you're going to have a negative day. I think you could wake up every day, and regardless of any circumstance you're in, I feel like you could choose how your day is going to be. Choose your mentality. Choose how you feel about certain people. Choose if you feel like getting up and doing it every day. You have a choice. So I feel like that mental's extremely strong, and it's the most important thing. That's why, people wear caps and stuff when we out there playing football to protect the mind and everything. So, of course, I'm never going to wear a cap, though. But anyways, I just think the mind's extremely important, and it's just about perspective, however you look at life.
Shedeur, in that last game, and then every day that we watched you out there in practice, your elite accuracy has been on display. Do you feel like that's kind of been your superpower in this competition? And, are you proud of the way that you brought that here? We've seen it, obviously, in college, but you brought that here to this level, and it's held up against great.
Yeah, I think.
Y'all heard what she said. This lady don't like him. This is one of like the legacy reporters up there in Cleveland, Mary Kay. She ain't like him from the get-go. She was on the side of all the, the owners and everybody that had an issue with him. She came in with hostility on the kid off from the bat. She has to admit, because she's been there at every practice they've had, all training camp, all preseason. She's been there. She's the beat reporter for the Cleveland Browns. She had to admit, he's been the most accurate quarterback out of everybody that's trying out to be quarterback, including Joe Flacco. She had to admit it. And it makes you wonder. So he's the most accurate. What else are you grading on?
I think my abilities and my abilities. When God decided to take it away from me, that's the decision. But I think, versus anybody, I always pick me. So at this point, it's about in due time. Whenever it's my time.
It'll be your first time playing in Huntington Bayfield.
Yeah.
Obviously, Browns fans traveled in that first game, but
yeah.
What are you looking forward to most playing in front of the home crowd, in front of the Bucktown?
I'm very excited. I want to do, and I didn't even say this, but I want to find a way to get a lot of the high schools free tickets, a lot of the kids, middle schools, everybody free tickets to come to the game. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I don't know anything. I didn't talk to anybody about this, but I just always had instant thoughts, and I'm like, dang, that'd be cool if we could do it. But I didn't talk to anybody about that yet, so I hope I don't, But I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be an electric atmosphere. I'm excited for everything, everybody. I know a lot of us will be playing in the game, so I'm just excited to be out there and get out there. I'm excited for the new DT9.
You guys who love.
All right, now here you go. That was his interview, yo. His press conference. I can't point out a flaw that I saw. Maybe you could tell him not to laugh so much or whatever the fuck, but I don't see the arrogance, the immaturity that I was told he displays. I didn't see it. Just being honest with you, I didn't see it. Now, if somebody else saw it, pointed out to me, I guess. Maybe we probably gonna disagree, but I didn't see it. But the kid got a bad rap on his name for, honestly, I'm just being honest with you. It's just a bunch of petty ass, jealous ass, old fucking billionaires and millionaires that don't like his daddy. And they want to prove a point to him and his family. That like, bitch, y'all ain't bigger than us. Y'all ain't gonna fucking come and outshine us. Like, everybody know what it is. Like, anybody that's got goddamn common sense that ain't trying to fucking play on a bias level, you know what the fuck this is. This is like two schoolgirls going at it, but one schoolgirl ain't fighting back no more. But the other one still keep fucking with the motherfucker. Y'all done seen it. We all done seen it throughout our life. But look, y'all, that was the conversation, the interview that he had before the final preseason game. Because they had another preseason game come up. And I'm going to just let Microphone tell you about this, because in Shedeur's first preseason game, he played well. But his last one, it was not good. And a lot of people actually tried to use that as ammunition to dog him out. But then you got to look at the real and we're going to have somebody analyze this shit for you. And shout out to Microphone. Shout out to Microphone for this one. He don't really need a shout out. That boy killing it. But we got to go to one of his, and then that's going to be the last one before we get up out of here, y'all, because I got to cook tonight.
I feel like you belong here on this team.
Obviously, I think overall as a player, I feel like I put in the work. I feel like everything I do, I try to do it to my best, and that's all I ask for. So, it's a lot of areas I can improve in, in different things. But I'm going out there to compete the best I can.
So you didn't get this man a fighting chance to compete. He went into a gunfight with 2 knives. He gonna lose that every time.
Every single year, the final week of NFL preseason is important for one reason, and one reason only, and that's figuring out who's going to make your favorite team's final 53-man roster. However, this year was different. This year, week 3 of the preseason was somehow more eventful and more significant than the first 2. And of course, to nobody's surprise at this point, the significance surrounded Shedeur Sanders. We saw Shedeur play in his second ever professional football game in Cleveland's final preseason game, and man, to put it bluntly, he was not that good. Sanders had arguably the worst single game performance of any rookie quarterback this preseason, and it very well may have killed all the momentum that he built against the Carolina Panthers 2 weeks prior. The thing is, though, it may not matter. NFL season's around the corner, and Dak Prescott just needs 1 passing yard in order for his square to hit.
We ain't doing that.
Yard, which is a free square.
Hell no.
On top of that, this was a very controversial. Controversial game. Coming into this game, Eric Dickerson famously said that NFL teams were reportedly told not to draft Shedeur Sanders, and there was some sort of conspiracy against him.
That the NFL told other, don't draft him. Do not draft him. This came from a very good source. Cleveland Browns. They said, don't do that. Draft
Really?
him. Yep, draft him. Don't do that. Because they weren't going to draft him either. We're going to make an example out of him.
I mean, the national coverage of this guy is just insane. I mean, Colin Cowherd's reaction to the Browns naming Shedeur Sanders.
It's probably because it's so fucking obvious. Flacco is so fucking out. Yes, he's a very popular name, but maybe because it's fucking obvious what you're doing. But we got Uncanny in the building. Uncanny.
Hey man, I had to come up. You said you was about to jet, so I had to come up like quick. Talk
Yeah, I
my
know.
shit.
Yeah, go ahead and talk your shit, man. I'm gonna finish this video first though before I jet out. But yeah, I'm damn sure about to jet out. You gotta
Okay,
get up
so
early as fuck.
first of all, let's talk about what you're cooking tonight. I wanna see what you're cooking for. What's a single bachelor like ourselves doing tonight? You know what I'm saying? What should I cook? You know what I mean?
Everyone said us single bachelors. Well, I'm doing the Caesar salad with some salmon. I ain't doing nothing fancy.
No, I never did it. Well, I know how to cut lettuce. Like I know. I
Yeah,
see
it ain't
it.
hard. It ain't that hard. You can do it quick, or you can just buy it in the bag too. I know a lot of people like doing that. I like to get my own ball of lettuce and cut my shit up.
Oh, okay. Cool. Um, One thing I gotta say about Shedeur. What the fuck? I seen him running for his fucking life. The only way you get hit 5 fucking sacks and the bro, there is no way. Oh my god, I forgot who the fuck they. It was against the.
I'm gonna give you a good comparison. You'll love this. It pretty much was what happened when Pat Mahomes played Tom Brady in the Super Bowl when they had all them second and third string linemen out there. And it was the same thing like what happened last year when Mahomes played in the fucking Super Bowl again when they had them third and second stringers out there.
Yeah, but
running for his life.
Who did they play? I could have sworn they played no, they didn't play the Chargers. Did they play the Chargers?
Who? Who?
The Browns. The last game they played.
Oh no, they played the Rams.
Bro, they had the Rams. They had the Rams looking like Aaron Donald was out there, bro. Like there is no fucking way that like every time he snapped the ball, it was in 1.2 seconds already pressure. And the boy Dyson Gabriel, whatever his name is.
Dylan, you're right. You got it right, Dylan Gabriel.
When I seen him his snaps, it looked like he had more time. So I'm like, how the fuck does he have more time? But when it comes to Shedeur, he's literally looking down the field. They're covering it up. Plus, he got pressure in his face. I was like, did he give him like?
Yeah, he put look. He took the ones and the twos off.
Mm-hmm.
The ones and the twos came off the field once Dylan came off the field, and them third and fourth stringers came up in there. The people that ain't gonna make the roster. Yeah, the ones who ain't gonna make the roster. That's who was in there with Shedeur.
That's what Ocho Cinco and Shannon they were talking about. They said that these dudes are not gonna be on the team no more. Why the fuck would they do that to Shedeur when y'all trying to sabotage the man? The man is. Why would y'all do that to your quarterback? Why would why would the fuck would y'all want to make him look bad in the third preseason game or the fourth preseason game? I don't even know. I just know September 4th.
It was the third one. Yeah, it's only 3 games.
So there's only one more.
No, they're done. They're done with preseason, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they're done with preseason. Yeah.
So why would you make your quarterback look bad on that? And everybody wants to watch this kid. So why would you want to make him look bad in front of everybody? You want to shut us up or something? Like the people who are rooting for him, the people that know what he can do with first string offensive linemen, with the first string receivers, with Njoku. Like we know what he can do if he has those targets. Like he can probably win those games that you guys can never win. You know, those games where the Browns always do what Browns do and they always brown it up. That's the common thing. You know, maybe Joe Flacco is the quarterback, but he's a veteran. So it's like I said, he's Willie Beeman. So maybe he's learning from, Randy Quaid, and I forgot his name in the fucking movie. I just know his real name, but Randy Quaid's character, and maybe he's gonna Jamie Foxx it up. You know what I mean?
To watch that movie again, man. I ain't gonna bullshit, because that was a good movie, man.
That's how real football is, though. Like if you really watch,
that made me want to play football watching Any Given Sunday.
I feel like that was the realest football movie like I've ever seen, like how it really goes down in the NFL or whatever, like how they were acting. Like there's a scene where the white NFL, the White Sharks, they're like listening to rock, and then on the other side, the black players are listening to hip hop, and it's just like kind of like a family thing. How LT, he was, he was trying to get a contract, so you've seen him go hard. Like I believe that. Like I really think that that's how they really look at things, because they're always trying to get this.
Crashing out there, bro.
Yeah,
they be crashing out there on that football field, dude. I had my tight end when I was on the All-Marine team. We really needed to win this game. We couldn't lose another game, or we weren't gonna make it to the playoffs. Fucking this dude literally got concussed in the game. Man, my master sergeant said, "Man, get your bitch ass back in there." That dude didn't even know what day it was. He
like Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, Dude, I'm trying to tell you, in the huddle, coach is like, look, just tell him whatever route you want him to run. Just like, and all I kept telling him is do a 5-yard fade route and turn around and look at me. Just turn around and look at me.
He was like, okay.
Huh?
He was like, Gronk, okay.
Man, that motherfucker, dude, he didn't know what down it was. He didn't know what day it was. He didn't even know he was in a fucking football game. You had to constantly keep reminding him. That dude was concussed. He still caught that ball though. He's a big little motherfucker.
Remind me of that Aaron Rodgers when he got juiced up, and when they tried to interview him afterwards, he was lost in transition. Like he didn't even know he won the game though, but he didn't know where the fuck he was. He was like,
yeah, man.
Was talking so I don't understand. Like there is something there. You know what I mean? Like something there.
Quick question. What's the name of that movie that Denzel Washington played in where he was a coach?
Remember the Titans.
Remember Titans. Okay, I got you.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, keep going.
I feel like they trying to sabotage this man so bad, and I don't know why. And then I found Kenny Pickett. He just got fucking traded to the Raiders, and now Shedeur stays because they know that Browns fans or people like us who are rooting for him want to see him on the depth chart. And we want to see the day he plays, because we know he could be the next big thing. Like, I honestly believe he can be the next big thing.
I believe so too. Look, dude, he trained with your GOAT, who you call the GOAT, and you can see the level of accuracy and like processing of the game that you saw in Tom Brady. You see it when he's out there on the field. He just got a little bit more athleticism, but he ain't really like the most athletic motherfucker anyways. He literally sits in there and does exactly what they claim they want all quarterbacks to be. They want a pocket quarterback that can read defenses and make accurate passes. That's him.
Yeah. 100%. So when I was watching the highlights, because I couldn't catch the game, I'm always working. So I was watching him, and I was watching him get sacked, and I'm like, 5 sacks, third quarter. Like, the only way that happens if, like you said, the third string offensive line, who are not the first string, they let Dylan Gabriel get these flat routes. They gave him like easy they opened up the playbook.
Yeah, they ran easier routes for him, quick reads, and on top of that, he had better players, people that are actually going to be on the team. They let him play with them. They didn't give no bullshit. Everybody, they even talk about it in this video. Everybody that he played with yesterday, well, whenever they played the game, they got cut the very next day. So sabotage all across the plane. Like, why would you do that to this boy? Like, and then it's like his brother. I seen that clip of him against was it the Lions player? Who did the Giants play? I think they played something. Yeah, who the Bucks played? I forget who the Bucks played, but I know the situation you're talking about. And the dude was literally pushing him into the end zone. And how the ref didn't see that. I'm like ref, they're doing it right in front of your face, but you only seen Shiloh swing back. That motherfucker mushed him in the face all the way to the end zone. Yeah. And then he swing back one time. It's like, get out the game. Next day cut. And I'm like, okay. So I knew he was gonna get cut though. I ain't gonna bullshit. Okay. I knew he wasn't gonna make that team. He was undrafted anyway, so it's gonna be hard for him. I seen a meme of all the Colorado players. They doing all right, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I hope Prime's players kill the NFL. Like they just do really well in the NFL. Yeah. So if they get an opportunity If they get an opportunity, I believe they will. The only one I don't think is gonna actually make it in the league. I don't think Shiloh's gonna make it. And I'm not saying that because they hating on him. I think he just not. I don't think he's good enough. Now he might be good enough to be a backup for somebody, but I don't. He gotta get better. Because the same shit, like that situation, they tried to use that against him. Because when he was at Colorado, he would do shit like that. He was kind of like the Draymond Green of the Colorado football team.
Gotcha.
And they used that situation right there, which I think he was justified for reacting. Like, dude, you ain't gonna mush me in my goddamn face. The play's over with, bitch. You mushing me all the way back here in the ref, looking at you do it. Then I hit you back.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen Steve Smith do worse. I seen Aqib Talib do worse. But
hey, look, I seen
Aqib Talib
do worse.
I seen Aqib Talib snatch Michael Crabtree's chain. Like this is some street shit. And literally just get fined and none of it. Like, I'm not saying Shiloh's a bad player. I haven't watched him play, but I'm just like, come on, ref. Like, you see the tight end literally dragging him to the end zone. He's trying to get off the block because he knows the play is over because he could see it. And then the dude is not letting up, so he swings at him to be like, "What's up?" Like I've seen NFL players do that before. It's not that big.
It happens all the time, man. Dez Bryant used to fucking go in at motherfuckers all the time when they fucking like, dude, get the fuck up off me. Play over.
I seen cornerbacks go at it. What's that boy's name from the Giants, number 13? I forget his fucking name right now. He caught that one pass.
I'm about to say.
Back in the day.
You talking about Odell Beckham?
Odell Beckham. Remember he used to beef with the Carolina Panthers cornerback. Remember that one? What's his name? Josh Freeman? Josh something? I forgot his name.
Josh Norman.
You remember that one year where he was just shutting down people and he was talking this shit on Twitter, and so everybody wanted to always go at him. And I seen him and Odell get into like physical altercations, worse than what I seen that Sunday. And is it because they're already established, or what's going on? But it is what it is at this point. You can't beat up a dead horse so many times. But I just hope that, he's on the depth chart.
I'm hoping that I was hoping that they cut him. But I can't even talk about that yet because we ain't got to the end. Let's play this a little bit. If you around, you at work right now, ain't you?
No, I gotta go back in. But I just, I always gotta come up for the sports show and talk about shit.
Well, see, if you get another second to come back, fucking listen to what microphone gonna say in this shit because I got a theory, but I don't want to say it right now. I want to wait at least till he get past this shit.
I'm tuning in. I'm listening. But all right, man. All right.
See, you say it. You say it, Black.
In terms of completion percentage, TD interception, passing yards a game, Shedeur was better than Dillon. Not even close. The level of roster composition at Colorado and Oregon. That is chess and checkers. Guys, more than women, struggle admitting, I missed on that. My wife always says, you're either right or you're learning. So, listen, the NFL's telling you Dillon's better. Shedeur put up better numbers.
And pretty much this brought us to two camps. One was saying that from the very beginning, the NFL had it out for Shedeur Sanders as a way to get back at his father. Or maybe it was another reason. Maybe it was racial, even though the number one overall pick in the NFL draft was a black quarterback. On the other side of the coin, fans were saying that Shedeur Sanders' fall was very much warranted because, well, there were character concerns. And he did a horrible job in the pre-draft interview process. Regardless, when it came time to play football, in his first game, I'm not going to lie, he completely won me over. But now Shedeur Sanders might have just played the worst game of his football career, and it was much worse than you think. This has been the first week where multiple of the Browns' main four quarterbacks were available to play, and they happened to use all three available quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, who was the first-string quarterback, started the game, completing 9 of his 10 passes for 71 yards and a touchdown, which was good for a 129.6 passer rating. There's a reason that the veteran, former Super Bowl MVP quarterback was named the Week 1 starter, and this is exactly it. Then fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel came in to close out the first half and completed 12 of his 19 passes for 129 yards and a touchdown, good for a 100.5 passer rating. After an average showing last week, Gabriel looked much better and much more consistent in this one, but the same can't be said for the guy who replaced him. By the way, Shedeur Sanders actually addressed Dillon Gabriel's comments on him from the week prior when Gabriel said this.
There's entertainers and there's competitors. And my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing.
It is what it is. I spoke with him. He said, nah, bro, it wasn't. He said, that wasn't. He told me on the plane. He came up. He was like, nah, bro, that wasn't that. I see how they started spinning. I'm like, all right. I'm not tripping. Regardless of whatever it was, nobody's words or anything affects me, So.
Yeah. So did you believe him when he told you it wasn't on you?
Did I believe him?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're trying to start something.
I want to say, guys, that I don't always get everything right, but I will make sure to correct all my mistakes as I make videos. So for those of you guys keeping me honest in the comment section, I really appreciate it. And I'm always going to do my absolute best to stay unbiased based off of the player's performance.
Because Mike was on that bullshit in the beginning. He was buying all that bullshit them folks were saying. It's like, bro, you see that's some bullshit.
In each and every video. And in this particular case, Dylan Gabriel looked way more consistent in this showing. And unfortunately, I can't really say the same thing for Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders came in to start the second half and finished his final preseason performance, completing 3 of his 6 pass attempts for 14 yards and no touchdowns. Good for a 56.3 passer rating. Those are just average numbers for someone who had 1, maybe 2 unsuccessful drives. But the problem is, Shedeur got 5 series under his belt in this game and got sacked 5 total times. Shedeur Sanders literally had more sacks taken in 5 drives against the Rams' 4th string defense than he did completed passes. And worst of all, on 11 dropbacks, Sanders had a net total of negative 27 yards. Shedeur played 5 drives and was helping the other team the entire time statistically. It's safe to say that this was not a good weekend for the Sanders family. If you don't know what we're talking about, well, we have a separate video on what happened to Shiloh Sanders, and that story is absolutely insane as well. I'll leave it in the end screen so you guys can check out after this video. But there was one fatal flaw of Shedeur's.
Let's see, that's the shit that me and Uncanny was talking about. They got mad about, like, they threw Shiloh out for that final swing, but look the play. Look at this
if
play.
You don't know what we're talking about,
The
well,
play
we
was
have a
over.
separate
Watch
video
this.
on what happened to Shiloh Sanders.
All right, that's
that
the
story
swing.
is absolutely
Now look what happened.
I'll
What's
leave it in
happening
the end
before?
screen so you guys can check out after this
Play's
video.
over.
But there was one fatal flaw.
That
Shedeur
motherfucker
came out
still
in this
pushing his ass into hit them all in their face, push them all into the end zone. Then he swing in the end, and that's when it's like, get out the game. It's like, come on, bro. That ain't something like a fight that I down the hill for right there. But that's one of them plays where you see it in sports, you like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck was that?
Game that wasn't a problem for him against Carolina, but was a massive problem for him at Jackson State and especially Colorado, and that is his pocket awareness. Shedeur has always had a tendency to try and be a hero by making a play in the backfield instead of just simply throwing the ball away, and the film proves it. Take a look at yourself. Here on a 2nd and long near midfield, Shedeur is going to drop back to pass, and before he has any time to sit in the pocket and make a read, his left tackle gets absolutely obliterated, forcing him to have to evade a sack in order to stay alive, which to his credit he does successfully. But after he evades that sack is where the problems start. Once the edge rusher is on his hands and knees and Shedeur's in his stance 3 whole yards behind him, he needs to understand that this ball needs to come out immediately, whether it's to a receiver or sailing out of bounds, or else that defender and more defenders are going to try and bring him to the ground because that's literally what they are paid to do. Instead, Shedeur keeps running backwards and ends up getting sandwiched in between 2 Rams defenders before getting violently dragged to the turf for a loss of 25. Now, if that isn't enough proof that this is a consistent problem for Shedeur Sanders, then let me show you a clip of him from last year when he
I'll say this is not a consistent showing because, like, dude, you just ran. You had to get out of that shit right from the get-go. I want y'all to see that shit again. You got to get out of this goddamn. Your line just got blown the fuck up like instantly. Look at this right guard. I guess, but left for him, but right for us if we looking at it. This motherfucker got blown up. Whoever the fuck this dude is right here, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He got blown the fuck up.
Shedeur is going to drop back to pass. And before he has any time to sit in the pocket and make a read, his left tackle gets absolutely...
He got blown the fuck up. He got blown the fuck up. So I'm like, dude, the ball just got hyped. Like, what are you talking about? So he got to do all this goddamn running and then find somebody downfield that quick? Like, it just don't work like that, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, when you trying to get away from a fucking sack, you're trying to get away from the fucking sack. Then you try to look downfield. Sometimes you might not have enough time. You might have got away from that one guy, but there's other 2 more, and he had 2 more coming at him. Like, bro, it's gonna take a second to find somebody.
Obliterated, forcing him
At
to have
least
to evade
2
a sack in order to stay alive,
Goddamn,
which to his credit he does successfully. But after he evades that sack is where the problems start. Once the edge rusher is on his hands and knees,
he should have just kept running around.
3 whole yards behind him, he needs to understand that this ball needs to come out immediately, whether it's to a receiver or sailing out of bounds.
That's one of the ones
that defender and more defenders are going to try and bring him to the ground because that's literally what they are paid to do. Instead, Shedeur keeps running backwards and ends up getting sandwiched in between 2 Rams defenders before getting violently dragged to the turf for a loss of 25. Now, if that isn't enough proof that this is a consistent problem for Shedeur Sanders, then let me show you a clip of him from last year when he was at Colorado in a game against BYU. I mean, he does the exact same thing here, but this one was even worse, considering he was in a 3rd down situation 8 yards away from the BYU end zone. Shedeur snaps the ball. He sits in the pocket and waits for a receiver to find some open space. But before he knew it, his left tackle got obliterated, resulting in...
So y'all gonna keep saying that's on him? Bro, they just hiked the motherfucking ball. Like, I want to see where he going with this, but I'm like, dude, He just hiked the fucking ball. He took 2 steps back. You trying to say it's okay? Let me see this, y'all, because I don't get that. The dude's already in his face, and he just hiked the ball.
End zone. Shedeur snaps the ball. He sits in the pocket and waits for a receiver to find some open space. But before he knew it, his left tackle got obliterated, resulting in there being a free rusher right at him, just like the last play. Also like the last play, Shedeur makes a move to make said edge rusher miss. But instead of immediately throwing the ball away, he continues to try swatting away defenders before getting dragged 25 yards away from the line of scrimmage. But this time it costed his team an easy 3 points, all because he wanted to play hero. And if that isn't enough proof for you, because in your head you're saying, Mike, these are only 2 plays, you're picking at straws, then let me pull up the numbers because you can't flip those. Among every qualified quarterback this preseason, Shedeur Sanders had the most time to throw by far at 3.96 seconds per play. The next highest was Jason Bean of the Indianapolis Colts at 3.5. Now, that might seem like a good thing and that he's doing a great job of evading sacks and creating time to make a play, but that stat automatically becomes a huge negative when you look at the stat to the left of that one. Of the 20 pressures that Sanders faced in his 2 halves of work this preseason, he was sacked on 7 of them, which is good for a 35% clip. For context, among every starting quarterback in football last season, the player with the highest time to throw per play was Jalen Hurts at 3.21 seconds, with Lamar Jackson directly behind him at 3.17 seconds per play. However, the difference between Shedeur and quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson is that they're not being sacked. Jalen Hurts was pressured a ridiculously low 177 times last year, sitting behind that monstrous Philadelphia offensive line last season, and was only sacked 38 times, giving him a 21.5% pressure to sack percentage. And to compare it even more, Lamar Jackson, a guy who's better at evading sacks and making plays than maybe anyone in the history of the sport, was pressured 204 times, while only being sacked 23 times, giving him a ridiculous 11.3 pressure to sack percentage. The elite quarterbacks know how to get the ball out of their hands when need be and create plays without hurting their offense in the process. But still, let's look at one more stat. If you take a look at that same group of quarterbacks, the player with the highest pressure to sack percentage was Will Levis, a guy who was memed to death all season long and may never start another NFL game in his life. And he still only had a pressure to sack percentage of 30.4%, 4.6% lower than Sanders' rate this preseason. The thing is, though, despite these numbers being absolutely horrible and a really bad look for Shedeur, there's no denying that he was put in the worst possible position in this.
You gotta really think about it. Like, dude, you comparing people that's been in the league for fucking multiple years to a dude he's a rookie. He ain't even played a season yet. And he's only 4 points higher than somebody that's been in the league for years. I don't think it's that bad. Like, it's a rookie. You gotta learn. They gotta learn it. They gonna have this is the time for them to fuck up. This is the time when they're a rookie.
Game.
Kevin Stefanski handled that situation and this whole quarterback competition horribly. You removed an opportunity for him to redeem himself in that situation to go out as a winner.
It's not just, we all see it.
Players on the team sees it. Players on the opposing team see it. They know what's going on. They know what's going down.
That's part of being a rookie. You know, you're going to get thrown into situations that, you know, maybe you don't think are ideal. It's part of the game. It's part of what makes a football player is learning how to like deal with those situations and learn from them. So yeah, listen, we've all been there. It's part of the game.
It's no secret that Kevin Stefanski and the entire Cleveland Browns front office have prioritized every single quarterback on their roster, and they've done it shamelessly. That did not change during this game. They gave Dylan Gabriel the first half spotlight over him, and they put Shedeur in a situation where it would be hard not to fail, playing with offensive linemen and receivers that aren't going to be on an NFL roster the next day. This play right here is a perfect example of that. He took a lot of sacks this game, and no, he did not play well by any means, but this play was undeniably impressive. With Shedeur feeling pressure from his left once again, he scrambles out to his right, where he breaks a sack, jukes out another Rams defender, and then does a complete 180 turn to hit a trailing receiver right in the hands. The throw wasn't perfect by any means, but look at the pressure this guy was under when he made this throw. It hit his receiver in the hands, and it would have been caught and all over highlight reels everywhere if the receiver hadn't been asleep at the wheel. Not only that, but after 5 miserable drives, Kevin Stefanski decided to sit Shedeur and bring in Tyler Huntley to close out the game, which sounds normal on the surface, but when you consider that Huntley literally got cut the next day, it makes you wonder why they would sit Shedeur to give Huntley one last useless opportunity, knowing he wouldn't be making the roster. It genuinely feels like they want controversy with the way they handle this. Recently retired quarterback Derek Carr agrees with me completely, saying this on X. I need to understand why we don't get to see Shedeur Sanders run this 2-minute drill. Wouldn't you want to see your young quarterback operate in this situation, get him more reps for the future? I didn't see the whole game, so maybe he already showed enough. Help me understand this. Him not seeing the whole game and wondering this was completely fair. But when fans told him the situation, he made yet another great point, saying this: I can understand that, but this is potentially his final time getting reps all year. It doesn't matter how poorly Shedeur was playing in that game. There was zero reason that Snoop Huntley should have replaced him if the entire coaching staff knew that he wouldn't be making the 53-man roster, which was never going to happen considering their quarterback dilemma in the first place. However, it does seem like Cleveland is going to carry all 4 quarterbacks in Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, and Sanders, and they didn't
carry all 4 y'all. They let Pickett go. Pickett gone. But He making a point though. They should have let him get that last drive, and we'll talk about it in a second.
Even potentially all see the field this season.
I would not be surprised, Tommy, if by late December, early January, all four of these guys have played and maybe even started. I think if nothing else, and if the Browns happen to struggle this year, they'll have an idea what their quarterback situation looks like going into the spring.
Despite Sanders' poor performance, it's clear that he's still good enough to be on an NFL roster, and that these issues are coachable and droppable. His arm talent is more than worth the chance, and I mean, hey, at least he's not making plays like this. If given a proper, fair opportunity, I do believe that he has the potential to make some noise, but that all depends on what he does with what he's being given. It doesn't matter what opportunities you get if you're not putting in the work to fix glaring issues in your game. If Shedeur feels like he's fine and doesn't need to work on his game, or somehow does try to fix his sack problem and quite literally can't, then we have a much bigger problem on our hands. But as of right now, we finally have a clear vision of what the Browns quarterback room is going to look like in week 1, and it doesn't involve Shedeur Sanders near the top. He just couldn't get the job done, regardless of the circumstances, and now he has to wait his turn. It's been a really rough couple.
You see how they say, regardless of the circumstances.
Couple of days for the Sanders family, but at least Shedeur Sanders still has a job. His brother Shiloh punched a tight end in the middle of a game and was cut less than 24 hours later. We have a whole separate video on that bizarre situation. I'm gonna leave it in the end screen. I'll meet you guys there. I'm your boy Mike.
Yeah, that shit with Shiloh was just. I'm like, look, man, let that shit go right there. Like, bro, you seen what the fuck happened. But nah, look, man, it's hard for me to just ignore certain things that I've been seeing about this situation. It's kind of hard for me to ignore. I don't like seeing wrong shit be done. And I know other people will say that you just making shit up, making excuses and all this. Okay, call it what you want, buddy. I'm still standing on my rock. My feet ain't moving. The guy hasn't been given a fair opportunity to do what he's trying to do. And you can kind of see the results of it. He showed out in his first preseason game when they didn't want him to even play. They probably weren't going to play him, but everybody just happened to be hurt, so you had to play him. And then you took away the last drive from him in that game. Like, he was already playing bad, all right? But you was at the end of the game. There was one drive left. And instead of letting him get that drive, and it's a game-winning drive too, even though they don't care about the preseason, y'all, they don't really care about winning these games. They just want to care about, did we perform well? Did we execute? And all that stuff. The score don't matter on this shit. We practicing, bro. We practicing in live action. You would have thought that they would have kept him in there to do that final drive, but they took his ass out because I don't think they wanted to see him go down there and lead them to a touchdown. I don't even think they want to leave the possibility open that he could do that after having a bad game. Because you can turn your stats all the way around on one drive. You can turn it all the way around. But they didn't even want to leave it up there for chance. They already put him out there with a bullshit ass line. They couldn't fucking protect him. He out there running for his life, and you still got people like Mike on here talking about he hold on to the ball too long. I don't believe holding on to the ball too long when I hike that bitch and 2 seconds later you in my motherfucking face. I don't think I'm holding the ball too long. I think my people ain't blocking. It ain't trying to just throw it off on everybody else, because if they ran certain routes for him, like quick slants, some shit like a 5-yard dig or something, you have more time to throw the ball. Like, you can get the ball out faster. But if you got long developing plays, and when I watched that game, y'all, look at what the receivers were running every time he was getting sacked. Look at them 5 times he got sacked, and then look at the fucking routes these motherfuckers, Kevin Stefanski had them running. Bro, they were running 7 to 10 yard fucking routes at the minimum. And when nobody couldn't cross the field for real, people had to come back on that one play where he ran around and threw the ball and the receiver didn't catch it. The receiver had to come back to the ball. He was running a whole nother route, and once he saw him running like that, he came back and he threw him the ball. So it's obvious day, in my opinion, to see what the fuck is going on. And I was hoping that the kid got cut. I was trying to tell Kenny that earlier. I was hoping he got cut so he can go to a team that actually will give him a chance. But this season, I got a feeling he's going to play. And you know how much I feel like he's going to play? Look, y'all, I ain't going to lie. I hope he play this year. But he was my last draft pick the other night in my company fantasy team. He was the last pick. I did that shit on principle, y'all. But I got Joe and Lamar, so I ain't got to play him. So we'll see how that shit work out for me. They gave me an F on my grade, so I'm ready to see how this season play out. I might be auctioning players. But look, man, this Shedeur situation, it's ridiculous, and it should be embarrassing to a lot of folks. And this is a bunch of grown-ass men that's doing this right here. They doing this. Like, give the kid an opportunity, give him a chance, just like you're giving everybody else one. Don't lie in our face and tell us that you're doing it, and then we see everything you're doing is where you're not. The dude, he was at practice one day. I think he did it for like 2-3 days where he was just throwing to the ball boy. They wouldn't even let him get reps with the first, the second, or the third team. He was throwing to the ball boy. It's like, what? What are y'all doing? That's like that. What's his name? That used to be. He used to play quarterback for Daniel Jones for the New York Giants. Daniel Jones. He look y'all. He their franchise quarterback. They had that motherfucker on defense. Going out there and line up on defense for us real quick. Like, it's like, what? That let you know they fucking with you. They trying to get you the hell up out of there. But we gonna see how it play out, y'all. We gonna see how it play out. I'm pulling for the young man because I believe he has the talent. And I believe he can show it if he gets the opportunity. He's gonna have his growing pains just like any other rookie, any other player in the league. You always got to try to improve. You got to do that. But it just ain't right how they doing them. It ain't right how they doing them, man. Like I see it. I don't know if y'all see it. Bernie, tell
That
me.
ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
It just ain't right, y'all. It ain't right how they doing them. But I'm pulling for them. And like I said earlier, y'all, man, it ain't about the battle, man. It's about the war. Fuck trying to win every goddamn battle in your life. Win the war. If he's successful and he gets a chance to be a franchise quarterback and start in the league, the war is won. No matter how all this bullshit they trying to do to him. I ain't saying don't say nothing about it, but persevere. So I'm pulling for him, man. I don't know if y'all is, but I'm pulling for him. But I mean, look, man, we ain't rocked out tonight, man. We ain't got it done. We actually back, man. I'm happy to be back. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the JVJ Network, linked in the description, and J Talk Sports. Because if YouTube ever do this dumb shit to me again, look, we got backup channels. And we still gonna be putting out content. We're gonna be putting out content every whatever the fuck. But I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight, man. Y'all hit that like for your boy, hit that subscribe for your boy, and we're gonna get the fuck up out of here because yeah, I gotta go cut this salad up and shit. And I'll leave y'all on a good note. Man. We gonna get that Motown shit. All right. Catch y'all on the next one as always, man. Hold on. Let me turn the music off because I don't want that shit overplaying while the shit playing. All right, I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.
Well, I was walking down the street, feeling kindly, when the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Oh, it was a sight to see, my hair flying in the breeze, 'cause the wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. People started laughing, they couldn't believe their eyes as my wig flew through the sky. Oh, what a surprise. I tried to catch it, but it slipped right through my hands, 'cause the wind came out your butt and now it's somewhere in the land. Oh, wind came out your butt and blew my wig off. Baby, you drive like shit. Did you see that car that you almost hit? I'd rather take the bus instead. Riding with you, I'm gonna end up dead. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. She just ran through, always stop. I ain't trying to get stopped by the cops. Baby, why the hell did I let you drive? It's a miracle that you're still alive. Don't ask me if I need a lift. Baby, you drive like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look out, my girl is driving. Watch out, my girl drives like shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. bitch. No, I ain't playing. I'm here to kick ass. Whoop that ass. It's time to punch face. I'm the one who brings you pain in the ring. I whoop that ass until the bell rings. Already know that I do not play. Throw a punch like I'm cutting down hay. I whoop that ass every single night. Spank that ass till they stop the fight.
I'll tell you the story of a man, a radioactive tip in his hand grew 10 times its normal size to help him get his money on time. He knew if a bitch was telling a lie, which was 100% of the time. Superpowers to make a bitch listen, then get her naked with sex-ray vision. Sweep a police station in a single bound, slapping bitches down to the fucking ground. His name was famous across the land. They called him the pimp named Superhand. Oh shit, yeah, it's pimp named Superhand. He had powers no other pimp had. Oh fuck yeah, it's pimp named Superhand. That motherfucker was super bad. Asking for dinner ain't asking for much. You had one job and still fucked it up. Sometimes you gotta learn respect. I use my pimp hand to correct. It's called the